WinOps, continuous delivery with Azure, enabling DevOps on the Microsoft Azure stack by implementing continuous delivery, deployment, testing, and monitoring with Visual Studio Team Services and TFS 2018. Let me quickly just introduce myself. I'm a distinguished technology evangelist with 20 years of international experience, a thought leader and futurist. I'm also the CTO of DigitalAssured.com, and I've done a number of speaking sessions from TED to Gartner and a number of conferences within the testing and automation domain. To go into a bit more of my background, here's some of the examples of some of the organizations that I've worked at, which range from large investment banks such as Lehman Brothers to global organizations like Hitachi and law and legal organizations, as well as banks and also product companies. I've had a number of different awards for MVP, for Most Valuable Professional. I've also won a Google Innovation Award. I've also managed to be part of a number of advisory councils, from Neotis to Hewlett-Packard and now more recently Micro Focus. I've also published a number of books and also spoke at a number of events, including more recently speaking at TED. I've also got associates with other professionals such as Dorothy Graham, who's the grandmother of test automation and is one of the first ladies to write automation framework back in the 1960s, to Joe, who hosts testtalks.com, Theo, who writes for Forbes and also is now a CEO of a upcoming gaming VR company, Ray Arel, who is previously the director of Agile for Intel, but now runs a solutions thinking company, Todd DiCaprio, who was the chief technology evangelist for Hewlett-Packard and under the Shunrig acquisition, and now is a chief evangelist at Morgan Stanley. And now other people such as Paul Gerard, who has published a model for testing, Ray Wong, who's published a number of publications under Harvard Business Review around digital, and also people like Dr. Emma Langdon, whose experience in systems thinking is very relevant to a lot of the topics that I'll be covering in this section. I'm currently, as previously mentioned, the Chief Technology Evangelist for Digital Assured. I'm on the European Commission for the AI and Futurist boards. I'm also on the board of directors for the Vivid community as their board member representing advocacy, and I also do other non-for-profit work within this area. The course overview. So what will we learn? Section 1, we are going to have a look around continuous integration and deploy, taking us to Section 2 around continuous delivery, and then on to continuous testing, including functional, API, and load. Then we're going to cover continuous monitoring with application insight. And then finally, in Section 5, we're going to look at intelligent automation and robotic process automation and how you can bring business process automation into your organization to chain all the toolkits around DevOps together to create your continuous delivery platform. Prerequisites. The following are prerequisites we recommend as part of this course. First is the first in the video series of WinOps, which will help you plan your application using Agile, Lean, and Kanban. And what I'm going to ask is that you use either the Visual Studio Team Services. The version that I will be using will be the July 4th, 2008 version, and also Team Foundation Server 2018 Update 2. This was released in the 7th of May, 2018. And you can click on the links to find out further information around both the releases shown in this video. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick test drive of both of these different technologies just to give you an idea of how we've set up the course. What you'll notice is the new navigation system in Visual Studio Team Services has been disabled through the preview features so that we could demonstrate both the similarities between TFS 2018 Update 2 and Visual Studio Team Services as of the 4th of July. The new navigation can be toggled through the preview features. Simply turning off will resume back to the previous, more traditional navigational system, which looks very similar to what you would get in the TFS instance. So you've got the same bars, the same global search. If we enable the preview features and turn on the new navigation and new dashboard experience, the fundamental difference is they've moved the navigational components into this new revised component, which can be reduced in size to make it smaller. This helps when there's a lot more information on these available, and if you've got a number of boards or dashboards, it makes it a lot easier to navigate through. For example, clicking on the test will allow you to select any of these. If I click on work, same items are coming through. The other major release difference is global search for this project, and also now an improved notification component for work items, favorites, and obviously the Git updates as well. We have the same similar marketplace components, and we've also got a new dashboard. And when we navigate through the project settings, you'll also see how it snaps into a simple structure on the left-hand side that allows you to go through all of the areas in a single area. However, the functionality will stay the same. The difference is the structure of how the navigational bars are set up. So for these videos, we're going to disable this and go back to the traditional navigation experience so that you can compare and contrast directly between Visual Studio Team Services and Team Foundation Server